Alright, hello to anybody tuning in on Twitch or YouTube, and for those of you who didn't catch the first game, this is Late Game Tango up against Wave.XIL in joinDota League Season 3. Very, very important game for both teams. If it goes 1-1, then they're even in the league. If one team wins, they're ahead in the league. If the other team wins, they're ahead in the league. So very important game, and XIL's just won the first game 1-0, and we're coming in for game 2. And I'm joined this time by my good friend Divok, one of our casters over at the Wave Gaming, and who can be found at twitch.tv/DivokDota. How you doing, Divok?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very, very good. You were watching the first game, yeah? Or were you?
Yeah, the first game sounded like a bit. I was listening to it. It sounded like it was a very interesting game. Sounded like XIL just did every single thing they needed to do with their draft. And
it is, and I wasn't sure about it at first. I feel bad. I feel really bad.
The Murano mid pick was a little iffy, as was the Beastmaster offlane, especially without the stacking. That's something I was really confused by. But I mean, they made it work in the end, and they had a very, very strong mid game, and they knew that, and they worked with it, and ended up working for them.
I didn't think they'd be able to control the mid game that well. I was underestimating them. I thought it would be dragged out till late, and Weaver would just start to be, you know, alternately pushing really hard, and then impossible to kill, and then killing everyone. But no, they did an absolutely great job of it. But I do think it was more a question of LGT. Yeah, I think XIL played a good game, and LGT didn't get their combos off. So I think I don't know whether LGT are a bit more comfortable with a different style of gaming, maybe 4 protect 1, maybe split push.
It certainly seemed like it didn't really fit their style. The one sort of team fight that I actually watched was one where Magnus got his first blink, and he was waiting in the tree line for an amazing RP. He ended up getting discovered, and instead of calling it quits and backing out, they just went for it anyway, and that's quite reminiscent of sort of your pushing lineups, or your lineups aren't revolved around these big team fights. You know, you have the solo players that can get pickoffs by themselves. So the Magnus RP'd one person, skewered someone out of the range of an ice path. You know, it just all fell apart. And there you go, with the Death Prophet. I think this might suit a little bit more.
Yep. And I'm wondering here, because LGT actually banned the Shadow Shaman in the first round of bans of the first game. I'm wondering if they left him in, planning to pick him up, because they've obviously got a huge amount of respect for the hero to ban him in the first round. I think it was perfectly done by XIL to just snap him up immediately, because it's kind of suspicious when he's banned in the first one, not the second. And then they pick up a Death Prophet, so yeah. I am of the opinion...
Yeah, they do look like they're more comfortable with the push, and last time they didn't want to go with push, so they banned what they thought was very, very strong. But they've let it go through, and David, he picked it up first.
So if I were David here, I think I would definitely go for the Void. Faceless Void. You've already got Shadow Shaman. He's in the pool somehow, after, you know, 7 heroes have been taken out of it, and Shadow Shaman wards work in,
with a lot of emphasis being on Void in the last, well, the entire last patch. People are finding a lot of ways, and a lot of interesting and very effective ways of just dealing with him. For example, Tidehunter is still in the pool. Their Tidehunter didn't do too well last game, but they do have a person that can play Tidehunter. And in a bit of an easier lane, i.e. not against a Viper, then they could just pull that off.
David, he has this obsession with Pugner. Am I missing something? Like what? Like I don't play the hero. I don't respect the hero. I don't really like the hero. I don't think he's very good unless you're trying to do very specific things.
Insane amount of damage to towers.
Sure.
Like they are obviously going for a push strategy, and also Death Ward. I think it's Death Ward. Whatever it is, his thing that stops you casting things destroys Scarith Maiden and Shadow Shaman.
That's true. That's very true.
Their ultimates will take them down to half health if they use it.
Well, it would be Shackle for Shadow Shaman,
right? Ban out the Void. Pardon?
It would be Shackle for Shadow Shaman, right? Not the ult. That would prop a lot of stuff from...
If Shadow Shaman uses his ult, it'll take a lot of his health off, because it's 600 mana.
Okay.
Level 3.
Well, maybe I'm wrong about Pugner, but he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
And there's a respect ban, well, not necessarily a respect ban on the Wraith King, but he's certainly seeing, and he's one of the things I was talking about with Void. He's one of these inventive counters to teamfight orientated strategies.
Oh, he's your favourite one, isn't he? You're always
he is.
shouting for the Void, for the Wraith King.
If you pick up a strong teamfight strategy, I will take Wraith King in any role I can, just because
Jungle.
These teamfight strategies are supposed to cut down the entire team. If you cut down the entire team, one of them will die and slow everybody, and then come back full health, full mana, just ready to roll.
Mhm.
And you can have him frontline and stop the team fight there and then.
It's going to be
And
tricky.
here you go, they're picking up more team fights.
Yeah,
So,
I do like the Disruptor. I think it's a good ban from late game Tango, and I think XIL are probably wishing they had it now. Disruptor's going to be a pain to deal with in conjunction with Earthshaker and Death Prophet. Wow, but again, I just don't feel LGT as a team are hugely in sync for team fight. And they're going to have to be with this, because these guys are all great working together, but they're also all pretty squishy.
5 seconds.
yeah, I mean, until the later game when Death Prophet starts to tank up a bit, they are going to suffer,
Reserve
and
time.
that's one thing that Scarif Mage can do very, very well. And as we do know the XIL team, we can confirm that if it's Umag on Scarif Mage, he will insta-kill someone if he sees them and knows he can just ult them.
Yes.
Because he will, and he does it very effectively and kills a lot. And there's plenty of heroes for him to kill here, so he's going to be happy.
Umag OP. Umag, please no.
Very much so.
Also, I don't know
What
if
do
you've
you
ever
think they're
noticed this
gonna pick up
before,
here?
but have you? I've cast a few of Davidy's games now. His name never shows up in the lobby,
No, I think it's because it's too long.
but it doesn't normally show up and then cut it off. I don't know. Anyway, taking a long time on this third pick.
Yeah, do you think they're looking to pick up their own mid because the enemy have picked up their mid, or an offlane, or a carry? I'm presuming that those are the two supports. So what do you think they really need to prioritise picking here?
I think the mid would probably be a safe pick, given that it is almost guaranteed to be Death Prophet mid. So that's kind of the safe way to go. I think I know what the argument is that they're having. I think David is saying they should go Viper, but Lua is saying they shouldn't, and Lua is in mid. And Lua won out. They went for the
And there's
DK.
Dragon Knight.
They're going to get in touch and be
That's
like,
a
nope,
nice
you were totally wrong.
front liner, and they do need that against this team.
It's great push. It's incredibly survivable. He's got huge armor, which is one of the best ways to counter the DP ult. I think it's a great pickup.
No, I definitely agree. Very well picked there.
But I mean,
So now like, they're just looking for their
go.
carry and their offlane, we presume.
5 seconds.
There's plenty of things they could pick up, and against DK, Elder
Reserve
Titan
time.
might not be a bad idea.
for what's it called, natural order, or is that?
Yeah, the natural order.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Well, I mean, they could
And then
try and
he
run
has
a.
more team fight himself.
They could try and run something like a safe lane Death Prophet and pick up the Shadow Fiend. That could work quite well against a DK.
Yeah.
But yeah, LGT, it's really up to them to choose what they pick. I'd kind of like them to pick up the Centaur for the offlane here. That's what or maybe, no, Clockwork's banned. Something that can get them in position to use all this stuff. Because at the moment, all they've really got is Fissure. And then they're relying on Disruptor being able to get there quick enough and get a static field off, which traps everyone. Which is
Well,
tricky.
I mean, if he farms effectively, or at least he plays efficiently, the Earthshaker should have a blink around the time that they're looking to do these major team fights. So that'll be their initiation if they want it. But it would be nicer to have Centaur into Kinetic Field, because then it's a guaranteed Echo Slam, rather than just having to try and land it on a team that know it's coming.
I'm just trying to think. This DK, he's going to be kind of key. I'm wondering how Lou's going to build him, because I normally tend to go for some damage and stuff on DK. But honestly, looking at it, if he were to go Boots BKB, he would be able to be immune to pretty much all a late game Tango's team fight, and they are all about the team fight. Like, yes, Centaur.
There's a Centaur.
Good job, LGT. But then you could almost have like DK and Shadow Shaman together, and they could pretty much take down the tower.
Dyer's bad.
I was
XAO
about
going
to
for
say
the
possibly even mech BKB, but there's Viper, so that's going to be a mech.
that'll be the mech, and late game Tango know it's going to be a side lane Viper, and also, of course, that is one of Davidy's absolutely favourite things for countering Centaur. They may
10
even
seconds to go.
like I don't know if they've got the supports to aggro try
5
here. No, not into an
seconds.
Earthshaker and a Disruptor, but Davide loves going one-on-one against Centaur as a safe lane
Reserve
Viper,
time.
so you can guarantee he'll be saying very, very early,
Radiant
you
team
guys go roam,
ban.
I'm going to deal with Centaur. And
You know what I'd really like to see from LGT here? And something I absolutely love doing to Vipers? They
What's
have the team to go 4v5 for a short period of time. Pick up the Morphling.
10 seconds
replicate
to
the
go.
Viper, that takes him out of the fight completely. Because the corrosive skin
5
works continuously
seconds.
against himself.
That's hilarious. That would be, yeah, I could see that. And they really
And
do have a
Morphling
team that
would
could
be
go full
their late
protect
game
one.
carry. That would take them late game. And with the Death Prophet, the Earthshaker, the Disruptor, the Centaur, you can go 4v5 if you're careful.
I mean, they do have a fairly good team for dealing with Morphling, Shadow Shaman, Skywrath, DK, but, you know, Morphling's a good
yeah,
hero.
they have a lot of very quick
Morphling's a
bursts.
very good hero. It's, you know, you're never going to get the perfect spread, are you? And just quickly, for anybody who's watching on Twitch, and I know Divok is all jelly about this, I've got a new plugin that gives a little pop-up if you follow, so please follow just for that. Partly because I want to test it, and I haven't actually seen it work yet, so I'm quite curious. And yeah, Divok doesn't have it yet, so I want him to be all jelly. All of the jelly.
But
10
this match, Grandma will be
seconds
telling
to
me
go.
exactly how to do it, won't you, Grandma?
I will. I will. He's not going to
5
be jelly for long.
seconds.
Wonderful.
So the lifestealer ban
I did
from
try
XIL.
unfollowing and following.
10
No, I haven't.
seconds to go.
But that
I
would
agree,
mean
I agree
everyone
with the
follow me.
Lifestealer ban. Oh, that's late game.
Radiant skin.
Anti-mage.
Whoa.
Well, they're
I
definitely going
don't
full
know if
protect
they
one.
can 4v5 long enough, but yeah.
But if they can, I mean, I don't. It's an interesting
Anti-Mage is
pickup.
nice. He's going to stop the Skywrath burst and the Rasta burst. Like, it's going to be a lot harder
Yep.
to kill him than a Morphling. With the mana shield or whatever it's called. And equally, being
10
able to eat the mana
seconds
from
to
Skywrath
go.
and Shadow Shaman, they're very squishy as well. So he'll be able to burst them down
5
pretty fast.
seconds.
So who should XIL pick
He's
up
just
here
going
for
to have
their
a lot of
offlane?
trouble with the others. What's that, sorry?
So who should they pick up here for
Reserve
their
Who'd they
offlane?
take for their offlane?
I think
They could do with a
Silencer.
little bit more damage. They have a lot of tank.
10
I think
seconds.
Silencer and they go
Silencer.
aggro.
That is a
Slardar
Slardar.
works.
They are go. Viper one.
Oh, we're going to get a little bit of audio
Victoria.
lag just as people
Called it.
choose out their heroes. Alright, a little bit more.
Come on, Wave.
Come on. There you go. Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
okay,
can
we can go
talk
now.
again.
Sorry, what were you saying?
There we go. You were right. It is going to be an aggro try. Well, my money is on aggro try
It's going to be tricky,
with
but
David 1v1.
if they can
I'd get ready
if they can get the
I were
mana
you.
down, if they can bait out some abilities from the Earthshaker and co, then they could really then they could dominate the lane. It's just dodging
I know.
fissures and static fields that are going to be important.
Yeah.
While LGT do a quick 5-man trip again down the offlane, you want to introduce one of the teams?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and introduce the team that are moving down to the offlane, LGT. Let's go the easy way. On the Death Prophet, we have... God, what is that name?
Kooky.
Kooky? Kooky.
I'm
Ah,
going
that
with
makes
Kooky.
sense. Okay.
I'm going with Kooky.
On our probably mid Death Prophet, who is now smoked up, it's Kooky. The Centaur Warrunner, probably going to the offlane, will be held by Mega Man. Ridley will be our carry anti-mage.
Battle will commence
Fresh to
in
death.
Oh,
will be the
one
Earthshaker
second,
Centaur.
David being caught out here in the middle of the gag.
There
Oh, and the
you
perfect
go,
fissure.
Davide.
They're not going to get static field, but they are going to get Centaur Stomp, and that's a dead vidi.
I see what you did there. And to finish that off, it's MC Pobid on the support disruptor.
MC Pobid. I like that. I like MGP Obid, but I prefer MC Pobid. That's better. Okay, and to introduce XIL
Hope you like
in
bloodbaths.
normal order, it's Davidi on the Viper, as in last game. On the DK we have Lua. On the Skywrath Mage we have Umag. On the Slardar we have Yapplejack. And on the support Shadow Shaman we have Shadow, which is beautiful symmetry if ever I saw it. And it's a bit of a switch up as well. We've now got Yapple playing the position 1, which is, I don't know, he was on the Enchantress
I
last
believe
game.
they've done this. I believe they've done this purely because Umag, like I said, is a very good Skywrath player, and you see a lot of teams doing this currently. To not want to be too hip and stuff. Team Tinkerino are none of their players have a position. They just have heroes at their best at. So in this case, Umag is best at Skywrath, so Umag plays Skywrath, and then Yapple, as default, goes to the Slardar.
And it's a good
like
call.
This
But LGT are just immediately rotating the lanes. Immediate rotation from Anti-Mage. Meanwhile, Davidi taking a lot of damage, Centaur as well. And there's Ridley. But I mean, honestly, Davidi can deal quite happily with Anti-Mage. They're going to need the ranged supports down here as well. I'm not entirely sure what this Centaur
David
plus...
could be in trouble here.
He could be if he plays it. Oh no, he gets caught by the stomp. Yes, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Mega Man should be able to double edge him any time. Oh no, went for a turn. And so that's 2 kills down on Davide to start the game off. That's not where they want to be.
That's Tranquil straight off the map for Centaur.
Oh, that's not good.
That's an easy lane for him.
I mean, the only downside to this is this their permanent rotation? They're going to have both of their cores in this and then both supports up top?
They will get faster 6s, which is very nice for the support, but they really should rotate it around.
They really should. I mean, the only way they can make this lane work is if they're really confident that they've got a combination that can just get kill after kill after kill after kill after kill after kill. But like even this now, it's allowing Davide to catch up.
So long as they don't give away kills, there's no reason for them to not do this. Because
also,
Centaur shouldn't be getting farm anyway, because he's an off lane.
And Davide's just not, he doesn't have the ward
lane
coverage to be this aggressive. He's just going to get caught out by Centaur. He's going to get stomped. He's doing some fairly good jukes here. He's at least going to be able to get them under the tower. And this could be a dead Centaur. Davide, turn. Yes. One more. Okay, back up now. Back up now. Disruptor. Not going to be enough to kill him.
He's probably fine. Yeah. But now it's just a solo Earthshaker against an aggressive tri-lane.
Well, that's a dead shaker. Like, I'm really not sure why they didn't just rotate the entire tri-lane. That's the thing that's confusing me.
I think they will, one by one. The Earthshaker probably is trying to wait until he gets hit the side shot, but he's not going to be able to get there. They're just going to keep this lane pushed in. And now Wave rotating the lane.
So here we go. Shadows come bot to help deal with the just huge number of cores that are killing Davide. Meanwhile, on the game stats, Last Hits denies. Death Prophet winning out on mid, but not too badly. 14 for 3 against 10 and 3.
She's going to be able to do it without Crest Storm though.
So now it looks like it's going to be.
Will be able to do.
Now it looks like it's going to be solo Slardar against solo Earthshaker. I gotta say, I give that to Slardar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Centaur being really aggressive here. If Wave were paying attention and realizing that Centaur was always hiding here, like just every time Davide was killed, Centaur was hiding there. They could have just nipped around and caught him out there. Lua getting a haste rune, useful for him. Oh, and there we go. Mega Man actually does manage to get spotted, but the rest of the team is not in a position to come and help. Oh, but they are getting some decent damage down now.
Up to Yapple. The Animator's rotated again.
Oh, but there we go. Yapple wants the Earthshaker kill, and he's going to get it. And Ridley just doesn't have the confidence to go in there and get the return kill. I think he could have managed it though, no? Blink away if things get rough.
There is a static shield up on the Apple, so he couldn't guarantee every single right click will go through. He's actually going to go in here. There's no mana on the Apple, so he can't do an awful lot.
But here comes a fissure, which misses.
Oh.
Oh dear. That would have been a guaranteed kill.
Oh, but I do like his build. He's going for max aftershock. I prefer for him to get a point in enchant totem first, just because that's 2 stuns. Sorry, you missed a kill during that.
Oh, and Viper, yep, finishing off Central Wall and then down on bot, evening up the kills. And just looking at pure maths, you know, on average that would put Wave ahead. The kills that they got, aside from the first blood gold, should have been worth more than the kills which LGT got. Higher level heroes. And another fissure goes down from Earthshaker. We didn't actually see the action on that one, but again, not landing, not being able to secure much of anything.
Yeah, he was trying to trap Yapple the wrong side of the river, but again, missing that. And I think this goes back to a point you made in the draft, that LGT are not confident with their teamfight drafts. Earthshaker, perhaps not a hero that Fresh to Death is used to playing. Maybe he's their Raptor player normally, for example. They certainly don't seem too comfortable on the Earthshaker there. And yeah, I just quickly viewed his profile to double that up. Omni-Knight, Nyx Assassin, Venomancer, most played. So it certainly seems to be in this more of a pushing role than a stunning team fighting role.
And now XIL actually trying to do the same thing that was being done to them earlier, and just have heroes out in the forest ready to wrap around, ready to gank. But LGT, since they were doing it earlier, a little bit more aware of the strategy, making sure that they always don't go too far down lane, keep looking around, making sure that they are still there, keeping track of the supports. Oh, but Mega Man gets shackled now. I think this is a little bit bold. But he might just be able to get out. Shadow doesn't have enough for Hex.
Yeah, I think he will.
A little bit of block going down on the Viper. Oh no! There it is! It's the Umag!
That's going to be it.
And that's 3-2 to
That's what I
XIL.
said. Umag really does like to be aggressive with his Skywrath Mage. And will usually he won't kill steal. He'll kill secure. I don't think I've ever seen him kill steal.
That's I think the most impressive thing about it. He'll let the carries get the kills, unless it is pretty much unarguably impossible. And admittedly, Skywrath is a fairly easy hero to do that on. In all fairness, because you've got a really long range nuke. You know, like there, nobody else could go for it because he was already like basically at his tower, not just within range of the fireballs, but actually at the tower. Skywrath Mage would just be like, nope. And just looking at mid, I mean, both of these heroes actually play kind of the same. You know, it's all about just you try and tank it up, you try and get some last hits. Then when your kind of ranged nuke comes off, be it Breathe Fire or Crypt Swarm, you use it. I would have liked to see Lua go for a Shadow, a Soul Ring here, just because it's so easy to use with Dragon Blood, and he seems to be doing a fairly good job of contesting these runes, no doubt. And if he can keep that bottle full, he won't need it. But Death Prophet is also going to be looking to bottle up. Oh, or not? Is she bottle throwing? Yes, and the bottle is full, but she's not calling it to herself. Well then, that is one more thing in a long history of things. Both supports going back to base.
Quite mentioned. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Earthshaker's now moved down to bottom lane, so it's a tri-lane on tri-lane.
And up top we've got Anti-Mage. So that is actually insane. What's effectively happened here is Wave.XIL went aggro try, ran into a death try, and through just a long sequence of both teams rotating and doing weird things, we've now got the opposite aggro try and the opposite defensive try. The one thing I would say is XIL seem to have kept their lane comp a little bit more solid. DK going to pick up the haste rune. Active. He just wants to rush in. Oh no, decided against, which I think is wise. In fact, he's going to go down on Death Prophet, just try and chase her off a little bit. Centaur wants to loop round. It's a very confused fight, and there we go, Centaur versus DK. They've run into each other. Death Prophet will be coming in. There goes the ult.
Silence was a little bit too late.
Lua's going in, a lot of damage coming down. The static field is now out as well. Shadow taking a lot of harass. Kuki almost dead, and there goes the Viper ult on the Earthshaker. He was coming in from the other side. David had the chance to clean up here, but I think they're going to be able to nuke him down before he can. Oh no! Beautiful Dragon Breath from Lua is going to see that dead Death Prophet. She was just about to kill David, and now they're just chasing the Disruptor out of lane. And another, again, not a kill steal. I thought that was going to be Umag's first recorded on-air kill steal, but no. No, it was not. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage pushing up top. Free farm, etc. Oh, and a beautiful stomp. And he's got his ult on him. Oh, but there's a fidget to save. And that should see Anti-Mage safe, but he's going to have to run back to base. There's no way he can just heal up here. YAPL does have Blink. There we go, Blink! Stomp!
Oh, that was a mistake, Anti-Mage.
I think they may not have factored into the equation the fact that YAPL would have perfect vision of Anti-Mage, aside from, you know, the fact that he's now on the tower. Or I mean, they maybe could have done something quite nice with a bait there, but they needed to keep on their toes for sure. Lua getting brought fairly low mid, but with DP ult off cooldown, I think he's fairly safe. Plus Dragon Blood. Yeah, Dragon Blood. Get the last hit, Lua. Get the last hit. It's on 30 health, Lua. You need to get the last. Yep. Yeah, good job. Looks like the supports on the dire side are looking to gank on mid. Now's a bit of a risky time though.
Quite low, and he should be an easy pick off, but he's just going to back up. They have vision of this.
Yeah, and they've got supports around to just hold the lane for him.
Ah, this is a poor Earthshaker. He's got 400 gold and 2 tangos to his name.
Oh, Anti-Mage bottom again. So YAPL's getting free farm top. Davide actually being gone on fairly hard, but this is a problem for LGT. If they go on Davide, whenever they choose to stop and back out a little bit, he can then just chase them away and get a load of harass on, like this. Little bit of damage to Davide, and then just chasing out. And now Mega Man in real trouble. The stomp is baited out. There's the silence and a kill for Viper. Oh, steal some kills for yourself, man. This is ridiculous. This is the first time I've felt like saying, "Yo, mate, Get some kills for yourself. We now have Earthshaker. He's been spotted out. They're not. He's not sure where he's going. Is he going bot? Is he going mid? Is he going bot? Is he bot? Bot mid? Mid bot? Run away. Probably the best plan. I think they got the impression that they'd been spotted out there, so that was a very wise call. Ridley looking to gank Viper, which I don't think is going to be a very effective way of doing things. Death Prophet invis.
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Kooky. But his team aren't coming in to help him support here. I think he wants to just go down and gank bot. He's discovered Yapplejack having the same plan. Yep, there we go. Okay, Yapplejack set it off. He's safe now to go for the Viper and does have ult. So if they do this right, they should be able to get a quick kill.
Yapple's jumping on MC Probid.
Oh, the courier. The courier. It's in the trees. It's in the trees. And Kooky killed. Kooky killed. And then just going to rotate into lane and push down the tower. Crypt Swarm. Whoa, why on earth would you pop your ult there, Death Prophet?
For Yapple on the slider, but
Yapple wasn't in vision yet.
He's pretty tanky already.
They really need more rotations in here though. They can't push this, you know, 2-on-3, even with Death Prophet ult. They'll just get killed. Shadow Shaman also on 5. Oh, yeah, he's doing a great job for a position 5 support, and you know, of course, you're not meant to get the XP, but once he gets his 6, he'll be able to really start letting Wave dominate here. Because at the moment, for all the fact that they're ahead and they pulled back beautifully, it's kind of all in response to LGT's plays. They haven't been making many of their own.
No. Speaking of making plays though, interesting build by Shadow.
Oh, Lure in trouble. Oh, but the fissure hits on the wrong side of the Death Knight. The team have to run around him. There's TP's coming in now in support of the Dragon Knight, and it's not going to be enough. Oh, that was an unfortunate fissure. It was exactly, and I'm sorry to say this, but it was exactly wrong. It was holding his own team back while letting DK escape easier, rather than holding DK back and making it easier for his team. But they can be tricky to land, particularly on ones on weird angles like that. XIL looking to turn this into a mid push with the DK ults. Who wins this fight, do you think?
Who wins this fight? Well, Exorcism is down, and Dragon Ultimate is up. And there's a brilliant stop onto 2.
Earthshaker jumps in.
Brilliant TP Echo.
It was managed to finish off the Skyrock. There's a center roll. It's going to be a nice buff for the Dire team. Ridley being brought really low, finished off by the ranged DK. Oh, and David, he manages to pick off the Disruptor as well. Beautiful finish, and that's going to be mid tower.
Also on the back end of that, Yapple escaping with under 2 digits of health.
My gosh. Under 2 digits? So 1 digit?
Yeah, so 1 digit. And that's what I was talking about with Umark there. He hit 6, he saw that stomp, and he just threw it straight down. Not even a single bit of hesitation. Insta-killing that Death Prophet, so she didn't get her silence off, and that was massive there. If she got her silence off, there would have been no Dragon Tail to follow up on the Earthshaker. There would have been no more Skywrath damage coming out from Umark there.
It was a beautiful blink stomp from Yapple though to start it all off. Just absolutely classic.
And just to give props to the Earthshaker, that's one thing, personally, someone who plays a lot of Earthshaker, I love doing. TP Echo Slam. People that are pushing into towers do not see it coming. And it takes a lot of balls to do, and you have to know when you can do it. That was a time that he could do it, but his team were a little slow to react on it. I don't think that was communicated properly. Because if they had reacted properly, that Echo Slam would have turned into a 5-man kinetic field.
Meanwhile, DP ult popped on mid.
Yeah.
With, I think, going to have Shadow Shaman wards put down on bot though in exchange, so they might just trade the towers. Incorrect ward placement there by Shadow, as I'm sure you were going to point out as well. Should always try and get it behind the tower. Helps zone the opponents out a little bit more.
But
oh, Umar. I think he might have been calling for Lure to stun there, and if he'd got the stun, even though it's a fairly short one, that would have been a kill. Lure's chasing, he really shouldn't be. Like, even if DP's low now, the heal is going to be huge.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
The
Did you
Structure's
know?
rotating down to deal with this bottom push, but he can't do anything against these two cores.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
Apple's just
is
going to
being
tank it up.
attacked.
Yeah, and did you know Nether Toxin did half damage to towers? In joke. Apologies.
Oh, but they got to be careful now.
Well,
They're
Slardar
getting,
just blinked
wrapped
TP.
around on, and they are back now. Yeah.
To be honest, this is
Good
what I
for
like
them.
doing as Viper. You get the tower down to about this stage, and then when you come back the second time, it's like even ignoring creeps, like 5 hits from you or something. Kill it. Okay, maybe a little bit more than 5. But get that Nether Toxin working for you. Get it low, back out, come back later, you'll do it in a flash. And you won't die. Always a
Until
plus.
that point, I was about to say the tower trade the Radiant team made there was actually quite inefficient. They gave away their closest tower to Roshan for a side lane tier 1. But getting
Ooh, be a
most of
biggie.
that tier 2 down as well, that's really, really nice.
DPL's actually off cooldown in 10 seconds, so they've got a good chance on this tower unless XIL can get a few more bodies behind this tower. I really think actually what LGT should have done there was gone for that. Really gone for that. They could have taken the Viper out before anybody else had a chance to TP in. Instead they're just backing up. And I think it's weird. In this game they're grouping up too much. In this game they should be playing full protect 1 and they're grouping up and not doing stuff with the grouping. And it's costing them. Beautiful fissure. That's what you want. Centaur unfortunately with the poison attack not able to use blink because the DOT makes it bloody impossible. So he wasn't able to come in there and support. But nonetheless, good fight. Big fight going up on top though.
Yeah, up on top lane.
Oh, but the Centaur Storms come down and the DP ult. This is exactly not what they want. The Shadow Shaman wards do go down. They need to be put on that anti-mage. It's not going to be enough, but it's so close. And now Lua's on the case. He can get him with a Dragon Breath, and it was just about to come off cooldown. A level 4 Dragon Form Dragon Breath. That would have been the easiest kill. Lua, why? But one way or another, that's a decent bit of control for them. And with half the timing left on Dragon Form, Lua's going to want to keep pushing this. Especially with DP and
I think
Disruptor
they
down.
should.
Mm.
David, he's down in the bottom lane, like you said. He's going to make quick work of that bottom tier 2. And they're going to have to rotate top to protect that tower.
The thing is that they're not even really in a good position to. I mean, DP ult is down for another 70 seconds. Anti-Mage is nowhere near coming online. Centaur's fairly scary. I'll give him Centaur, but... Okay, and they're going to choose to just back out. Meanwhile, David on the bot lane running into Death Prophet. Wondering if they're going to be able to make this happen. Bit of damage going on the tower from the catapult, but not much at all. What's it on now?
If he'd mech'd between the crypt swarms, he would have been able to keep going. As Umag, oh, another bad fissure.
Unfortunate.
And a miss blink by
Oh, and here we
Mega Man
go.
on the Centaur.
Yapple's coming in support of the bot push. I think he was spotted out by the ward, so Death Prophet being a little bit more scared. But I mean that still goes in XIL's favour. They can just take the tower now, no worries at all. David being brought so low, he needs to switch creep aggro. He needs to get the hell out of there. Oh, and a beautiful stomp from Yapple. Get the perfect glimpse. Oh, it was not the perfect glimpse.
He doesn't have TP for another 8 seconds though. But he's got blink. He's fine.
Nice blink. Oh, Mega Man, you are so close and you don't even know it. So close. Anti-Mage up on top. He's kind of been working on this tower all game, to be perfectly honest. Really
And
cautiously.
his Battle Fury, for that matter. Which he still hasn't got. And he's about to die.
Oh, no, he's not.
Not
Not quite enough damage on the ult yet. What level? Yeah, it's only level 1. Give Umag a couple more levels and he'll be able to solo kill that anti-mage, but still a little bit early for right now. But, I mean, I do think the anti-mage, again, could have been a little bit more aggressive there. I'm not sure whether they've been afraid of swift rotations, which would be totally fair enough, but they still need to be doing something.
Yeah. This anti-mage can't yet farm efficiently in the jungle. He needs to have space made in lane, and he needs this 4 protect 1 lineup to do what it's supposed to do. And they just haven't come online at all. They're using their ults in defensive maneuvers when they should be trying to create space with it.
And when they were being aggressive early game, full props to XIL for rotating swiftly, dealing with the threats, and
yeah,
David for coming back from that atrocious hit.
Favour of XIL.
Atrocious. He's now top of net worth after giving away the first 2 kills of the game.
That is something to be proud of.
And there's Battle Fury on anti-mage. I mean, put it this way, it's not the worst bad Battle Fury, if you know what I mean. It's not a good Battle Fury.
No.
It's not. I'm sure it's not his ideal either. You have a bad game. This isn't the worst game. It's all about how he comes online from now.
However, his jungle's already been emptied by the rest of his team, and he's pretty low.
Guys.
And
Oh, and there we go. A
yeah,
nice
there we
blink
go.
stun
They
from
have the
Yapple.
exact right idea.
He gets the Earthshaker. One stun coming out from Earthshaker, but the rest of the team's around.
Let me put it in old
Umag there,
This is
just
right
in
idea.
case.
Smoking into the jungle. They haven't seen Anti-Mage in a while, so
Well,
let's
how did they
kill him.
not see Death Prophet there? How was that? Was that just weird tree shadow?
I think it was weird fog of war. Oh, the ultimate by Umag, not necessary there. Don't think. There you
Well,
go. There's his first kill steal.
he needs, yeah, the first documented kill steal by Umag. Ridley on the
He's waiting
anti-mage,
for gold to TP.
just hiding so strong. Please do not find me. Do check
Oh,
it,
yeah,
guys.
just
It's
blink in
always
the
worth
trees.
checking. It's always worth checking, especially when you have a blink. Anti-mage must be shitting his little pants right now. And the TP. Tut boys. Always check. Umag doing a good job here actually. Just pulling the wave off. He'll feed it to jungle camps. He's using up the enemy creep wave. He's using up the enemy jungle.
And using up Anti-Mage's jungle.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Oh, he's going to draw aggro here
And
from
they
the
have
range
really
creeps.
nice jungle wards.
Oh, this has gone horribly wrong. He's now going to split the wave, which is exactly not what he wanted, particularly drawing off both of the damage-dealing ranged creeps. This is not good.
However, it will now push a little bit more.
I'm not
We'll
sure
go
it
double
will.
wave
They
attack.
already had a bulge. I think he just broke it up. The front bit died. Now this bit's going to die, and then there'll be nothing there when this next wave comes up.
Tower is under attack.
But hey, they have
Who
wards.
needs creeps?
Who needs creeps? I mean, what's the initiation plan here from LGT? They need Centaur to get in there and do something, but you know, I mean, he's been
They need
damaged.
a really nice kinetic field, or a really nice echo slam, and they're not going to get it.
Tower has been destroyed.
You can't have your supports initiate into wards.
That's
and
tricky. I mean,
that's-
they've got the Earthshake. They've got the the Centaur. You know, position 3. He should be able to go
The
in.
centaur is nice, yeah, but his Who Stomp is a very small radius in comparison to other initiations. I think with the Tidehunter they would have seen a bit more of a chance.
DP popping ult. There's the
Here they
Centaur
go.
Stampedes. This is exactly what they need. Oh, and there's the beautiful stun. And the this is beautiful. Disruptor getting absolutely everything down perfectly. All caught in a nice kinetic field. Yapple finally goes down. David and Lou are both popping VKBs. They're going to try and take people out. They get the Centaur on the way. The kinetic field not quite in place. The glimpse is going to be great, but it's going to be gone by the time he gets back. You've got to do that combo in the other way, in the other order. Earthshaker does not have mana for it. There it is, the mana for the fissure, but it's going to cut off the Death Prophet. That's the kinetic field they needed, and it's a big kill for LGT, and that's 4-1 for LGT. That game just got interesting. David E is invis, and I think just trying to scout here. Wow. Okay.
I eat the words I said. Centaur Stomp is too small a radius, my ass. He pulled that off very, very nicely. Admit they were clustered, and I don't think that's a thing XIL are going to do again, if they intend to learn from what just happened.
Oh, and there's the Umag ulti, and it's going to be a dead Earthshaker. Yes, don't even need the right click. And XIL just responding so aggressively to that team fight.
They
And this-
stayed far too long.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it's part of the psychological game as well. You know, XIL are basically saying, if you win a team fight, you cannot capitalize on it. It's not going to mean you're going to get a tower down, because we will be right there and we will kill you. It's going to make LGT really, really cautious. The bad thing to XIL is if they start getting cocky, because they cannot afford to get cocky. That was just proved. Like this, David E, this is cocky. This is cocky. You're going to need that 200 health. They do manage to get the glyph out. Death Prophet dropping a quick silence.
Only killing David though. He only has one spell to cast.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie. And Wave.XIL just got the cooldowns off on all of their ults. So this, as far as they're concerned, should be tier 3 or Roche. And because it's David
The only
E,
thing down is Echo Slam though. For LGT.
it could be good, but I mean, what would you rather go into? The team without an Echo Slam, or the team when you've got the Aegis? Now hold on the shackles until the Viper ult wears off. You don't need it. Lure, that was a wasted stun. And now shackle. Now shackle.
Oh, scared by Death Prophet.
Shadow now taking a lot of... He's going to die to this if he's not careful. He pops the wards just to make sure that they can contribute, whether this turns into a team fight or anything else. He knows he can't hang around. Oh, and a beautiful fissure. Almost stolen there by the Centaur. It's not enough though. He just gets nuked down by Umarg. Finished off by Slardar. Davide able to escape from his fissure trap. And that's game, but not able to escape from the Roche pit. This is this is how Shadow Shaman gets his revenge on position 1s. Oh,
you have a 4-staff man, help them. Please, the love of God, let them out.
No, they must serve their time. They must serve their time in patience. Oh, that is ridiculous. Big wave pushing top.
That is a big wave.
They've got to go for a deny here. Even TP now would not be able to get here in time to save this tower. Careful, Umarg. Oh, not quite. It was close, and he'll be able to get the farm, but not quite, which is sad.
Apparently Umarg doesn't like having mana either. Spamming out his arcane bolt on those creeps. But things have gone back to farming now, and this is exactly what XIL need to stop. Like last game, they have an insanely strong mid game. Like, they are in their prime time right now. If they let this go beyond 40 minutes and don't shut Anti-Mage down more, then he is going to get scary. And he's working on Manta. He's nearly got the Usher up.
He just got a very nice stack off on these Ancients. Full kudos.
He seems like a very efficient farmer once he gets the things to do that. He seems like one of these carries that don't particularly play an offensive role.
He really should have picked up that DD.
Probably. But that would fit into what I think LGT seem to prefer, this sort of pushing strategy. Where you can do 4 protect 1 because everyone else has lost all their talent.
But the problem is then when you do lose a lane very early, you know, your farm specialists... Whoa, what the hell happened in there? Your farm specialist position 1, you know, gets his 20-minute battle fury or something like that, and it's just very hard to come back from that. But you're right, doing a fair job now. 1.6.
May I say, has a very nice set.
1.6 off his ultimate orb, which I assume will be getting rid of the probably the stout shield for. Would you say? Just because he is such a hard farmer, the Quelling Blade might be. But it's stout shield or Quelling Blade. Which would you think? Which would you get rid of?
It's entirely personal preference. Another smoke coming up here from XIL, I believe. Yeah, smoke from Korea. And they're going to go looking for that anti-mage, and this is exactly what they need to do. Kudos to you guys.
Okay, so minor thing, but it really annoys me, and XIL do it all the time. They wait until they're really grouped up into a tiny little bunch before they pop smoke. You don't need to do that. The range on smoke is fucking huge, and sometimes every second counts. Minor thing, but oh,
they're going to see anti-mage in the wards here though. They see their enemy.
Oh, and there's the blink, stomp, and damage. Skywrath ult, and he is just immediately nuked down. Yapple does get glimpsed back, but it's just not quick enough. It's just nowhere near quick enough. Death Prophet being forced to TP out of the jungle. There's no other way for her to get out. Mega Man does have a TP. Blinks TPs. He'll get out safely as well. Lure TP back to mid. They're going to take that as just anti-mage. They're not going to try and directly force it, and they can't, in fairness, with the waves where they are.
Yeah, the waves are pushed out, but they did exactly and precisely what they need to do there. Very well played, Wave.XIL, and very well orchestrated and played out. Although DK ult not necessary, but that's going to be on cooldown very soon. Well, when he actually comes out of it.
So anti-mage down for 10 seconds. I think they're looking to get a bit of damage here. It's a little bit bold.
I mean, they have wards if they want it, but Dire do have a glyph.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. I think they could take the fight anyway. I think they can take a 5v5 fight. Oh, but there it is. The Disruptor gets his ult off perfectly with the static field. Mega Man doing a whole load of cleave damage to Davide. Does get ignored by BKB. Ridley now gets shackled. He's not going to be able to help as Death Prophet desperately tries to finish off DK. DK does have Aegis. It was going to pop soon as well. Anti-Mage finally finished off. He comes back, not in dragon form. 30-second cooldown on that, but the wards are still up, chasing the enemy heroes back. They can't harass this. This creep wave is going to get basically full health when it gets to the tower. And this should be Rax. They've got the space they need. And they're only missing Shadow Shaman, and the wards were already dropped. David, he's so low.
This is the big issue when running teamfight teams. If you're losing a game this badly, and the enemy team have this quick mech,
oh, Yule's on DK.
They have that mech.
Earthshaker coming in, there's going to be stuns. Where are the stuns?
No.
Where are the...
Brilliant slows.
Where were the...
Brilliant slows from Umag.
No, but... Okay. Yes, brilliant slows from Umag. But where were the stuns?
He should have fissured instantly after having TP'd.
Yeah, or Enchant Token. Either one would have done, because he was right on top of it. But not wait Enchant... Oh, that cost him. They could have got that DK kill. Shadow securing some farm. Sorry, yes.
These teamfight teams, if you're losing so badly, and the enemy team have the mech like they do, and they have quite a tanky lineup. I mean, DK, Viper, Slardar are three of the tankier cores in the game. If you start to lose it, even if you get the perfect one-bow combo, which they did, they got a beautiful Echo Slam on 3 heroes and a bunch of creeps. That's going to echo like hell. Followed up by a Kinetic Field and Disruptor ult. And still, they only claimed 1 life, and that's because Shadow stood next to the tower for a little bit too long, tanking it.
And also, you know, I mean, it's hard to stay alive in a team fight as Shadow Shaman. You kind of expect to die a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And he got his ult down. Mission accomplished.
And he shackled Anti-Mage for the full duration without dying during that time.
Yeah.
When your carry is held down by a very, very squishy hero, you burst that person down. I think it was very well coordinated initiation by LGT, but I think their teamfight coordination after that initiation needs a little bit of work.
And just a quick point on the Shadow Shaman build here. I don't like it. To me, it's Shackles, Hex, and then either Ether Shock Shackles or Ether Shock Hex. But you need the points of Ether Shock, both for yourself so you can secure your blink.
I was going to make this point earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was maxing Shackles and then maxing Hex.
And the scaling just doesn't make it worth it.
Yeah, just because the disables are a disable, and they cost much less mana at level 1.
Yeah, and just to
Leave them
clarify,
there for a while.
It's just because of total damage. You know, you might think, oh, never mind, the Applejack getting a nice blink stun on the anti-mage, but 4-staffed out, Centaur Stomp gone down. I think they might just use that as, yeah, pull back.
Yeah, if the Centaur ultimate's down, that's fine. They didn't waste any of their ultimates.
Just a blink dagger and a stomp.
Through this mid lane.
Yeah.
That's one thing you don't need to worry about anywhere near as much. And all their mana's back as well.
But I mean,
literally lose nothing from that.
The Ether Shock scaling is just so... It's so good. It's not that it goes from 140 damage to 320 damage. It's that it goes from, you know, 1 target 140 to 7 targets 320. You know, the max damage, that does more damage than Finger. It does 2,100 magic damage. It's huge. Something in those regions. Bit of range to Ras coming out here from Exile.
A very good pickup. And this may have been coordinated. Umag may have said, look, I do plenty of magic damage if we can hold them down. Or David may have said, if we can hold them down. That's definitely, it's part of the defenders.
Oh, and there's the... Oh, all of the ults are going off. They just need the Disruptor here with the static field, but it's not going to come down. Lua does pop Dragon Form and BKB. He finishes off the Earthshaker and the... was that the Earthshaker and the Centaur there? Was a beautiful range play. The wards are down outside of the base, so that can't be used to help, but it's only Anti-Mage left and he's on the retreat. This has to be Rax for XIL. But so low. If they'd had the Disruptor ult and everything else they needed there right on time following up straight after the Centaur ult, that would have been a team wipe.
I don't think so. David, he still had mech until the very end, and he was on full health. There was no chance David was going to die.
I don't know, I mean, like, but mech has been popped now and you've got 2 heroes there on like 200, 300 health, which is the damage they missed out on. Anti-Mage's doing a very bold initiation there, but just getting nuked down. Skyroth gonna fall.
Will fall.
Which is sad, but c'est la vie. David backing out. Again, wrong way of comboing the Glimpse static field. You have to Glimpse first and then static field to wherever they land, otherwise the static field will be over. Because Glimpse ain't instantaneous. And they actually managed to pick off 3 heroes on the XIL side. They lose the anti-mage, so overall 3 for 5, losing racks, and the bottom tier 3 getting down to just under 200 health. Woo, nearly. Woo, nearly.
And another very commanding mid game from Wave.XIL. They do need to be careful that this anti-mage is slowly coming online though. He's nearly got that ultimate orb. Manta's not too far away. But then at this stage of the game, is Manta enough?
I'm actually going to switch something up quickly here with the cast. I just realised stupidly that I didn't have my casting overlay on, and so the game stats were obscured. So that will be fixed now. Apologies for that, anyone. Radiant bot tier 1. It's kind of sad we're still talking tier 1s, but gonna be denied. I was like, no, not. I misjudged that.
No siege creep in this wave, so it's just going to remain there. And I quite like this decision. Usually denying towers is always a brilliant idea, but at this stage of the game, that much gold isn't really going to affect things too much. Everyone already has plenty of farm. Sure, it's a nice bonus, but it's also a really close TP to Roshan. I mean, the tier 2 may even be closer, but it's certainly out there, and it's close to the enemy ancients as well. It's just a nice port to have. Speaking of Roshan, Lua's in there with him in this room right now.
And gets spotted out immediately by these wards.
Warding.
Ooh.
Bad sentry placement, by the way, and also bad observer placement. Observer should be on the bush, and the sentry should be in the lake, so you can catch all the places.
Yep.
But let's not be a snow about warding here.
Oh, I was such a snob in the first game. It's fine.
Half a second to. But
They're going for
I
another
see what he was
smoke.
doing there.
I know what that means. When they ping tier 2 and they still got
means
tier 1, that means smoke.
But not with a slider. He's going farming. And they're all going to wait there while the courier brings it over.
You feel like there should be some slow trombone music. There we go. And they're off. That's what I
now
need.
the fast paced music. They might get scouted out here by the Earthshaker though. Are they going for Roche?
Oh, they're just going for Roche.
And that's a really clever idea. They know Earthshaker's warded there, so smoking in is a brilliant decision. They're not even going to suspect this in RPG because they're like, well, we have him warded, they're never going to be in Roshan.
Well, I mean, they're noticing the empty map though. They were definitely thinking about rotating down there. And a regen room.
That's the space anti-mage needed for his Manta. So he's going to get scary now.
So what he's got to do now, and this is, I gotta say, after the early game, his struggle in lane, I'm not sure he's going to be able to do this very effectively. But what he needs to do now is just be able to translate to being effective in terms of fighting for his team, and not just leaving them while he continues to farm, even though he's already effective.
And not blinking into trees without an escape.
And here we go, big push down on the bot tier 2. Anti-mage is coming straight in, excellent job. The blink from YAPL actually misses a lot of the damage. Earthshaker does manage to get in, but he's finished off very quickly. Ridley being nuked down here by YAPL and by YAPL and the DK on Lua. Mega Man desperately trying to get the damage in, and he does get a decent amount done with the double edge, but it's just never going to be enough. Not when you're still outnumbered 3 on 1, 3 on 2. Shadow does manage to get a hex down, but he cannot chase this DP. That is negatory, amigo.
Oh.
Yep, Lua wants it. Oh, get silenced before we can get the stun. Sadly, that ends it, but they're going to go straight for the top racks. If they can get this down, it's GG. Well, no, it's GG. If they can get this down, it's GG now. It's possibly slightly more honest.
Looking back quickly at that team fight that just happened,
and GG.
The reason why Wave.XIL, oh there you go, there's GG. But the reason why that went so well for Wave.XIL is they saw the initiation coming that time. They BKB'd before the Echo Slam, before the Disruptor Ultimate, and they just wiped it forward.
Also, the abilities from LGT weren't quite in sync. They weren't quite right. They were very good, and it was a very good team fight. But it was their previous fights in Tier 3 had just been flawless. you know, exact placement of all the things they needed. 3-man
flawless
stomps on the
initiation,
centaur.
like I said,
Yeah. But yeah, GG's. Final thoughts, I guess, Devok.
Again, another very strong mid-game from Wave.XIL. I hope, well, not hope, but if any of their future opponents are watching this, realise this mid-game. You cannot ignore it. Either draft against it, or be very, very, very careful in the mid-game, because this is the draft that Wave.XIL play. And LGT, they play that pushing draft, well, I presume they play that pushing draft from the way they were working. I think they need to stick to it a bit more. The team fight thing obviously isn't working for them. They can initiate well enough, but they need to work on their follow through. All in all, well played by everybody, but big props to Wave.XIL. Yeah,
I think that's pretty much a fair summation. But yeah, well played by these teams. I think LGT were going for some great things, and it's the kind of thing where if just a little bit more coordination, and they will dominate doing exactly what they're doing. They are practicing hardcore stuff. But yeah, GG's. Anybody who's watching, please do like, follow, subscribe, tune in next time, check us all out. I was joined by Divok of the Wave Gamers, a group that we're both a part of, and you can find him at twitch.tv/DivokDota. And it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from him. Alright, cheers guys. Catch you next time.